Hello and welcome back to Awakened and Rising. I'm so glad you're here because today I want to talk about something that has completely changed how I make decisions in my life and business. But first I want to start with some reflection questions. What role do you let fun, excitement, and joy play in your life? Where does purpose fit into your agenda? What percentage of your time and energy are you spending on true inspiration? These are big questions, and for a lot of people, I hope they're a wake-up call. A wake-up call to how much time you're spending on stuff that you're not passionate about. I can't even count how often I've heard from my clients say that they've put their passion on hold for real world responsibilities, and they've moved into just completing a checklist. I myself had made choices very similar to that in my life. This idea of what it really means to follow our passion is one that I come back to over and over again, especially when I need clarity in life, or I'm looking for direction, or a reminder that I have to move away from figuring everything out. Following my passion is a way to surrender. I also find that it's a way to feel, unstuck. A way to figure out where I'm headed to when I feel derailed or lost. This possibility of just slowing down and moving into what you're passionate about is a way to gain clarity and purpose that is aligned. This is not a call to shrink your responsibilities or to become irresponsible. It's just about following what excites you, and no matter what manifests, staying in high vibing state. It's about genuinely believing that you can experience success in a way that feels not only tolerable, but joyful and purposeful. Let that sink in for a second. Follow what excites you. It has been my long-standing mantra. Follow what excites you. And no matter what happens, what works, what doesn't, stay grounded. Stay in your joy, stay in your power, and keep following the breadcrumbs left step by step on this other side of excitement. Because here's the thing, we've been taught to chase excitement, or we've been taught that joy is naive, that it's irresponsible, that it's unrealistic. But what if it's opposite? What if the truth is that excitement is sacred? What if your joy is one of the most intelligent forms of guidance that we have? I really believe that the things that light us up are not random. They are our guidance system. They are invitations, breadcrumbs, divine little nudges from the universe saying, go this way, come here, try this. But most of us have learned to override these nudges. We negatively judge them, bypass them, or put them off for a reward after. We get so caught up in logic and strategy and what's realistic that we forget to ask the most important question of all. What actually lights me up? What makes me feel alive? So if you've been following me, you know that feeling stuck or feeling like you're not sure of your next move should be an invitation to pause, to reflect, to get quiet, to tune in, and to ask, what would really be fun for me right now? What's been pulling my attention? What am I curious about? What I want to do that doesn't make sense? That's where the magic starts. Now, let's talk about the second part of this formula, because following what excites you is just step one. The second piece is what actually anchors this into your reality. So are you ready for this? No matter what manifests, stay in high vibing energy, richness, and curiosity. Because here's the hard truth. Just because something excites you doesn't mean it's going to instantly work. Sometimes the thing that lights you up ends up being a detour, or it opens a door that you didn't expect, or it brings in old fears or resistance you didn't even know were still there. And that's okay. That's a precise piece of the process. That doesn't mean you did it wrong. That doesn't mean you're off track. It means you're learning, you're aligning, you're calibrating, you're getting clearer. Keep going. The results don't always arise overnight. It doesn't happen instantly. The minute you follow what excites you, you're saying yes to your soul. You're building self-trust. You're creating momentum, and the universe is reorganizing to this choice. But the key is not making every outcome mean something about your worth. Stay neutral. You followed the nudge. That's enough. Celebrate that. Keep going. When you can stay in a high vibing, energy rich state, when you can keep your energy clear, grounded, open, joyful, even when the results aren't exactly what you imagined, that's when life starts to move in ways that are better than anything you could have planned or could have imagined. So let me be super clear here. I'm not talking about toxic positivity or pretending everything's great when it's not. I'm talking about choosing your authentic state as a sacred act. Get intentional about your vibration. Maybe that looks like dancing in your kitchen, going for a walk, taking a shower with your favorite playlist, calling a friend that reminds you of who you are. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real, authentic, high vibing. Because staying in a high state isn't about faking it. It's about choosing your alignment over your attachment. Now, I want to speak to some of the things that come up a lot here. What if you don't know what excites you? What if you're still thinking, honestly, I don't even know what I want anymore? You're not alone in this. So many of us, especially if we've been in survival mode or high achieving mode or people pleasing mode, have forgotten and gotten disconnected from our own desires. But the good news is you can reconnect. You can start small. You can ask yourself, what used to light me up when I was a kid? What do I find myself, gravitating toward lately, even if it feels random or impractical? What's something I could try just for fun this week? You don't have to overhaul your life. You just have to start listening again. You want to listen to the whispers, to the nudges, to that little flicker of light that sounds like fun. Because every time you say yes to your joy, even in small ways, you're building a bridge back to your true self and to your highest trajectory. And when you start building your life and your business from this place of authentic, high-vibing joy, that's when success becomes sustainable. That's when you create results that don't just look good on paper, but feel good in your body. That's when you know you're on your path. And that's when you begin to embody true success with satisfaction. So here's your invitation this week. Wake up tomorrow and ask yourself, what would feel exciting or satisfying today? Let that guide one decision after another. And at the end of the day, reflect. What gave me energy and what drained me? Where did I feel most like myself? And if something you tried didn't work out, beautiful. Beautiful. Stay neutral, stay curious. That's data. That's direction. That's evolution. Celebrate yourself for trying, for showing up, for following your joy, even when it's messy, even when it's uncertain, even when it doesn't make sense yet. Because the more you do that, the more your life opens up. You don't have to force your way forward. You don't have to hustle your way into your dream life. You just have to follow what excites you and stay in high vibing state no matter what. Now, you've got this, and I'm cheering you on every step of the way. If this episode spoke to you, come share with me over on Instagram. I love hearing what's resonating with you. And if you're craving deeper support as you build your aligned, awakened, wildly satisfying life, come find me in one of my mentorship containers. So until next time, stay in your joy, stay in your power, and keep rising. Mwah. Sending you lots of love.